What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to be talking to you about the new album from the band High Spirits, entitled You Are Here. This is released on Hells Headbangers Records. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of Chicago, Illinois, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very vibrant, energetic, throwback style of heavy metal mixed with elements of hard rock, melodic rock, and a little bit of new wave of British heavy metal style influence. This is a project formed by a guy by the name of Chris Black. You may best know him for his work with bands such as Superchrist, his brief work with Noctmistium, and, in my opinion, his most successful project being Dawnbringer. Of course, Dawnbringer being one of the most awesome kind of heavy metal, black metal style bands going around right now. He does great things with Dawnbringer, but this is yet another musical project of his. This band is pretty much a throwback to the early days, the glory days of classic hard rock and classic heavy metal. I mean, if you were to think of stuff like Saxon or Scorpions or Thin Lizzy, Crocus, or Judas Priest, to even stuff like Dokken or Rainbow or YNT to certain extents. This band and this project has all of those influences thrown together, and it's been a somewhat interesting thrill ride. With the debut album that came out in 2011 called Another Night, and then last year the release of a special EP that had some additional material put on it. It sounded really, really good. Now we have the sophomoric effort from under the High Spirits banner. If I'm not mistaken, Chris Black, he plays everything. He does everything. He does the vocals, the lyrics, the music, and he does have live people to help him out when there is certain instances of touring. But yeah, Until You Are Here. It's 9 tracks, and it clocks in at around 35.5 minutes in length. And honestly, I would have to say that this is probably the most inspired and pretty much the hardest working effort that has been done under the High Spirits banner. I mean, there is just a lot of incredibly catchy, energetic moments to be heard on this album, and it definitely makes you think that this is something that you should take seriously. This isn't just another one of those heavy metal revivalist bands that just does it for the sake of being schlocky or jokey. This is the real deal, and High Spirits definitely will make you have a throwback and give you another reason to appreciate the history of old classic hard rock and heavy metal. It's really, really awesome. The standout thing to me about You Are Here is definitely the guitar riffs. The guitar riffs are absolutely on fire here. Lots and lots of great melodies, amazing riffs, an almost soaring sort of quality when it comes to the guitar riffs. I mean, when you hear tracks like When the Lights Go Down, 1000 Nights, and even the track The Last Night, you get some really great sounding guitar riffs. It sounds classic, it feels authentic, and it's done very respectfully to its source material. The riffs, the leads, the solos, really reminiscent of older times ahead. Just really great sounding guitar work. The bass work is incredibly solid, very audible in the production and the mixing. It has a bit of a modern sort of twist going on, but yet this bass guitar tone is handled very respectfully, and it definitely feels like a classic rock sort of vibe when it comes to the bass. You hear some really good riffs, and then there's moments where you hear the bass on its own, having its own sort of moments, and I think it's really cool. The drum performance is very solid as well. pretty much your typical sort of hard rock style drum performance. Nothing flashy or over the top. It's a drum performance that definitely gets the job done. Lots of catchy patterns, lots of great drum rolls and fills. There's just a lot of great moments to be heard within the drum performance, and it definitely feels like you're listening to a classic rock record with some of the ideas and the patterns and the song structuring. I think it's really fantastic. And another highlight to point out about this record is the vocal performance. I think the vocals here are very awesome. Of course, it's all done in a clean sort of way, but yet the way Chris Black handles himself, it really showcases his energy and his hard work as a vocalist. He really has some good singing qualities to him, and he definitely makes this album that much more entertaining. Really just the way he sings on a lot of the tracks, and then when you get some of his certain vocal harmonies, you put them together and you get something really special. I think his vocal performance is definitely a major standout and probably the best he's ever sounded with under the High Spirits name. I think it's really awesome. So overall, if you're a fan of classic heavy metal, if you're into classic rock, hard rock, Judas Priest, Scorpions, Saxon, Thin Lizzy style stuff, High Spirits is the band for you to be checking out. This is a heavy metal project that definitely does take its craft very seriously and doesn't try to be jokey or silly. This is as legit as it gets, and this is definitely something a lot of heavy metal bands of today can learn something from. This is a really solid album. If I had to pick any favorite tracks, I would definitely have to say When the Lights Go Down, 1000 Nights, The Last Night, Can You Hear Me, and I Will Run. A really good track. And I want to say the self-titled song, High Spirits, is a damn entertaining track too. So I'm going to leave you some links in the description box as to how you can listen to this album and get a hold of it. I will link you to the High Spirits Bandcamp page where you can stream this album in its entirety, hear it for yourself, and be your own judge as to whether you think it's worthy of being purchased or not. And I will also link you to the Hells Headbangers web store where you can purchase physical copies of this album. It is available on CD through Hells Headbangers, and I believe High Roller Records is distributing the vinyl version. I believe it is available in black and multicolored splattered sort of vinyl. So there's lots of ways to listen to this and buy it. So again, the album is You Are Here by High Spirits. This is released on Hells Headbangers Records. Definitely support this if you're into classic rock and classic metal. And I'm going to give this a very strong 8.5 out of 10. There is a lot of replayability with this album, and definitely shows you that heavy metal still is keeping things alive in the world, and High Spirits is another one band to be on the lookout for. So support High Spirits, support Chris Black. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for turning on my channel, and until the next time, Army Hill out.